Try to take off with the guap, they gon' make your body flop. Is you feeling like a savage? Cause I'm feeling like a savage.
What up, guys? Beard Bros with the first annual 33 for 33 series. NFL's 2022 season predictions. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. We're starting this series like nobody it's business. We're doing something different. You've already seen the last two videos. Let's move on to the third team. We have the Baltimore Raven. Let's jump right in, maybe.
Let's go.
All right. So as you guys know, we usually break each team down a little bit. What can we say? I'll just start with this. They have one of the best weapons in the game when it comes to offense. Top tier. I'd probably put him top 10 out of weapons. Yeah. Mark Andrews, I'm a fan favorite. I'm not a Ravens fan, but I am a Mark Andrews fan.
You said weapons. I thought you were talking about Big Trust. I thought you were talking about that weapon. I was like, damn.
Right in. What do you think?
Number 8. That's my man. I'm a big fan of Lamar Jackson. That's my favorite quarterback out of the young guys. Everybody says he's not a good thrower, but Mark Andrews gets his numbers, so I don't understand where they get the.
It's a dink and dunk kind of league, man, especially when you got a tight end like Mark Andrews, hands like Mark Andrews. That's the big question mark going into this season. Is Lamar Jackson worthy of a big contract? I think Baltimore's handling it the right way. They messed up when Flacco took them to the Super Bowl and won it. They gave Flacco a contract right away. Much. It wasn't worth it. I think they're waiting to see what happens with Lamar Jackson. I think for me personally, I'd like to see him get to the AFC Championship. If he can do that at the very least, because there's a guy in his division that just went to the Super Bowl.
That's
and he's
true.
Younger than him. There's a guy that just entered his division, and he's projected to be really, really good moving into the later of his career in Deshaun Watson.
That's true.
And he's got weapons and team and defense, and we won't get into that. And then you have the Steelers, which you can never count them out just because of their culture and the coach and who they have as far as, like you never know.
Yeah.
So right now, this is a proving season for Lamar Jackson.
I think so, too. I think it is just because AFC is stacked. There's probably 10 really good quarterbacks in that division.
Yes, quarterbacks and teams.
And teams just in general. But, yeah, quarterback-wise, you probably have, like, the best quarterbacks in the AFC.
Yeah, so let's just jump into this. We're not doing a full breakdown of the team like we do, but we don't. I like the Ravens. I really did.
I love Lamar Jackson. Like I said, that's my guy. I've always said that. So let's get into the first game. I believe it's the New York Jets, right?
Yep, they're opening up on September 11th. They are away. They are away. They are traveling to New York. And so right off the rip, I'm going to be honest. The Jets are just the Jets. That's all I got to say. I have the Baltimore Ravens just going to go to 1-0 to start the season.
Oh, yeah. Zach Wilson's too concerned about MILF, so I'm going to say Lamar Jackson gets an easy W.
I mean, that's pretty much as simple as get. They travel back home, which is not far from New York, going to be hosting
Miami.
A team that they a lot of people are hyped up on. I'm actually a little intrigued myself. We're not going to go too far in depth with that, but we do have the Miami Dolphins. Early game, Sunday. Who do you got?
Got Lamar Jackson again. Due to the fact is, I don't know if that chemistry is going to be there for the Dolphins yet. So I got Lamar and Mark Andrews. A team that's known for defense, so we'll see if their defense steps up this year. But I think they could set a tone on the defensive end in this game.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I have Baltimore winning for the simple fact is I like John Harbaugh. I like Lamar. I like what they got over there. Their defense is usually pretty good. Miami's are going to be in his second week with the new coach. Tua with the new weapons. I know their defense has been good in the past, but unfortunately I think it's a little early for the Dolphins to maybe take over a guy that's been there and is going to be healthy and ready to go on all cylinders.
Yeah,
so
I think so too.
I like Lamar and them going and opening up the season at home with a win.
And then they go to Foxborough. They play the New England Patriots Week 3. It looks like it's going to be 11 o'clock our time, 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay.
What do you got on that one?
Okay. Again, I just think Baltimore is the more veteran team here. I know Mac Jones had a good first year. I know Bill Belichick's there. But I also think there was a lot of downfall. Lamar and them were actually not that good last year. They had a lot of open wounds, you could say. And I think they've ironed those out. And I'd like to give them a 3-0 start so far to the 2022 season.
I do too. Like you said, they were a little nicked up. A lot of ACL tears from Marcus Peters to the running backs. They'll have J.K. Dobbins back, which is going to take a load off of Lamar. I think they beat the Patriots in a close game.
Okay. They then go back home against the Buffalo Bills. Again, another early game, 11 o'clock our time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Who do you got and why?
I got the Buffalo Bills. They've proven they are the top 2 team in the AFC for a reason, and I believe they will beat the Baltimore Ravens Week 4. Again, I think it's going to be a close one. Those 2 teams playing each other is going to be electrifying. Those teams have a lot of weapons, so I feel like the Buffalo will take it, but I think it'll be a good game.
Good prediction. We're like hand in hand, and we don't even discuss these games prior to talking on here. So, honestly, I have Baltimore losing their first game against Buffalo at home, unfortunately. I'll say this. I don't think it's going to be a close game. It might be an early preview of a playoff matchup moving forward. But I do like Buffalo just kind of by a landslide. I just think they're the better team, better offense, better quarterback, just overall better team. So I have Buffalo taking it and Baltimore dropping their first game of the season. They stay home to host the defending AFC champions, the Cincinnati Bengals, on a Sunday night. So this is a primetime game. Lights on. Who do you got?
It's potential playoff implications. Like, he could potentially be a reason why somebody doesn't make the playoffs in this division. I do have Joe Burrow winning. I think coming off that Super Bowl, I think he has a lot more to prove. I think he's like, Super Bowl wasn't just a bust. I feel like they're going to come out hot, and it's only week 5, so I think they could come out and make a statement on the Ravens.
Well, this is the first time I think I've talked about the Bengals, maybe. And I'm not going to talk more than just this. I have Baltimore winning this game. I think I'm gonna say this now is I like Baltimore this season.
Okay.
And this is the first implication of how much I like them. Obviously, we'll know by the end of this video. But I like Baltimore under the lights, prime time against the defending AFC. If you know me and you know me well, I'm one of those Super Bowl hangovers. I'm going to leave it at that. I like JB. He has proven himself. I'm not saying I don't. I just think Baltimore. I think this is going to be a close game. Division. I think if I were to make a prediction, I know we're not doing that, but I'm going to go on a limb. 19-13, Baltimore wins the game. Moving on.
Going to the Big Apple, New York.
Back again.
Oh, yeah, they were there the first week. Now they're back for the Giants. They're playing the – what could you say about the Giants?
The nobodies.
I don't know very many players on that team besides Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So I have the Ravens winning in easy fashion.
He just kept me picking. He picked it for me. But, I mean, he's not wrong. I just don't see the Giants having it. I'm not going to go into any further detail. I'm just going to clean cut.
Yeah, I
got Baltimore.
I don't know anybody that's going to pick the Giants besides a Giant fan on
Probably,
this.
And unfortunately, they will be disappointed. Moving forward, they go back home, hosting a division rival and potentially the first game maybe that Deshaun Watson plays. We're not entirely sure yet, but if they're saying 6 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Nonetheless, he might even start the season. I don't know.
I hope.
This is why this game is kind of hard to pick.
Yeah. I'm going to go off of Deshaun's probably going to play. I'm
going to say Deshaun's been playing since week 3.
I'm going to say he's playing. We don't know, so I'm going to assume there's no suspension yet.
I feel like these should have asterisks, all these Brown games.
Yeah, but
anywho, who do you have?
I have the Baltimore Ravens losing.
Oh, wow.
That was prior to even the trade.
Oh, okay.
So
you
I
wish
had
Baker
him.
was there.
I had him with Baker, but with Deshaun, I think it's going to be a little bit easier. I think he's a better quarterback.
Okay.
Quarterback. There's quotations in that because he actually plays quarterback. Deshaun plays multiple positions as the
Right.
quarterback. So I think he's a better quarterback, and I think he has better weapons with Amari Cooper and all them. I'm not going to get into
They
the
do
details,
have a lot of weapons.
but I think they have a better team around them, and I think they win the first matchup against them.
Well, again, I like Baltimore. I think Lamar's trying to prove something. He's an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He can't let Cleveland go to his house and beat him. It just that happens, then their Super Bowl implications are probably out the window. I don't care. I like Deshaun Watson. I'm not gonna go too deep into who they are, but I'll say this: I wanted Dak for Deshaun
You did say that
for a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that ship is sailed, but nonetheless, I like Baltimore in a close, grind out, dirty. These two teams don't like each other. I'm excited to see Deshaun against Lamar. That should be fun.
Yep.
But I do have Baltimore, and that's going to move them to, let me see, I don't even remember. I have them a loss.
4
I have
and
1, 2 more wins. Okay. Oh, 3 wins. So, okay. So I have them at like 6-1 right now.
I have them at 4 and 3.
All right, 4-3. They've lost to Baltimore, or they lost to Buffalo, the Bengals, and now Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah, the only loss I have is against Buffalo. All right, next game.
It is, I believe they're going to Tampa Bay.
They are.
To the Florida Tampa Bay Buccaneers to play Tom Brady. No Gronk, so
No Gronk, probably for sure. He did come out recently and said he's not going.
his body is done.
Yeah, and he said if Tom Brady begged him, he'd said no.
Yep.
He'd still answer the call though, so that's respect. I'm sorry, but this will be their second loss. They're traveling on a short week after what I expect to be a big, hard game against Cleveland the week before. Tom Brady's known to just take advantage of the smallest cracks that they give him. Mm-hmm. They're also traveling down to Tampa, where it's hot, humid, and it's just discomforting. I know it's end of October, but it's still Florida, so it's
Florida's
probably still
crazy.
humid.
Yeah.
So I got Tommy Brady taking the dub in this one, giving Baltimore their second loss.
I agree. I agree. Tom Brady has been known to take advantage of young quarterbacks and just make sure they're not on the field whenever they want to be on the field. He likes to waste the clock, and I think that's what's going to be a factor. Not enough time for the Ravens.
All right. Now moving forward to Week 9, Monday Night Football. They are going to be at the New Orleans Saints. Who do you got?
I have the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I think it could be potentially pretty close, but I have the Ravens winning in New Orleans.
Okay.
It's a hard place to play in.
I agree. It could be a tough place to play on, but I'll be honest. I think the Saints are fixing to go back to the Aints. I'm not
Who dat?
disrespectful, but I mean at the same time, man, you lost your coach, you lost everything. I'm not gonna get into too much details, but as far as this matchup goes, Baltimore comes through and rolls them.
Week 10, they have a bye. Their bye week is Week 10. Then they go to Carolina to play the...
No, they're at home. They're at home against
Carolina. They are home. Against the Carolina Panthers, which we don't know who's the quarterback right there yet. We will know by the time this game starts, but as of right now, we don't know. So who do you got on that one?
I'll be honest. Carolina doesn't seem... I don't think they got enough. They're not, in my eyes, a true competitor. They're probably back of the pack, and for that matter, I think Baltimore is the swaggier, but overall better talented team. They're going to go in there having back-to-back NFC South matchups. Oh, triple. They had 3 in a row NFC South matchups, and they're going to walk out right now at 2-1. They're going to get the dub against Carolina.
I agree. Don't matter if it's Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, doesn't matter Teddy Bridgewater. I don't care who they have as a quarterback. I don't think they beat the Ravens. Okay. Unfortunately, wide receiver doesn't even like their new quarterback that they got. So
That's true.
I just had the Ravens winning easily.
Okay, moving forward, they go on the road back to Florida, to Jacksonville specifically. 11 o'clock our time, 1 p.m. Eastern. Who you got?
I have the Baltimore Ravens again. Jaguars are still in the rebuild stage, so I don't think they're capable of contending at this point right now. They have a really good young quarterback, but I don't think it's enough to stop an MVP in Lamar Jackson, so I have Lamar winning again.
Okay, yeah, I also had Jacksonville losing this game to Baltimore, unfortunately, for all the reasons you stated. They're young. They don't have enough. I know they've signed a few guys, which is nice pickups. But, again, Baltimore's a veteran team, even on the road in Jacksonville. I don't think it's a hostile environment. They're not going to get too rattled. I like Baltimore walking out with the win.
And then they go, I believe, home, right?
Yeah, they're going back
They
home.
go home to play the Denver Broncos. Ooh, that's a tough one. Who do you got on that one?
This is a tough game, and I think this is the big part of their schedule that could make or break them. This final 6-game stretch is a big one, starting with Denver. I think Denver's going to be hitting on a lot of cylinders. We'll get more into that as the weeks or the days to come, and Denver's on our schedule. But for now, I have Denver giving them a loss at home. I think it's a good one. Again, this could possibly be an early playoff. Well, I guess not too early, but early enough playoff matchup. I have Denver giving them a loss, and that would be their third loss.
Yeah, I have them losing to the Denver Broncos. Like you said, it could possibly be a matchup later on in the playoffs. But I think Denver will be hitting, like you said, on all cylinders. Russell Wilson's a stud, a very good stud in the season, so I think he comes out with the win.
All right, moving forward, they traveled down to Pittsburgh, and they will be versing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who do you got?
I have the Baltimore Ravens winning this game.
Okay.
Only thing I could say is that quarterback for them, I don't even know his name. He's a young rookie, so I don't.
They got Pickett and they got Trubinsky, and they said that they're having an open quarterback competition.
Either way, either one of them, I don't feel like will be a factor. I think the Ravens' defense is good enough to stop both of them. Okay. So I think Ravens win that game pretty easily.
Okay. I have this game being close. It's a rival game. I don't care who's quarterback. These games get crazy. They're on the road. They're in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's hostile. I'm going to give them a back-to-back loss. This is the first back-to-back they've had. They're on the road. They're coming off a tough matchup against Denver. I know maybe because they were looking towards Pittsburgh, they lose to Denver. Nonetheless, they're still unfocused. And I think that they drop a game to Pittsburgh.
Wow, Pittsburgh. Then they go to the Ohio State, Cleveland to be exact, to play the Browns on December 7th. Time to be announced.
17th or 18th to be determined, depending.
So, with that being said, who do you got at Cleveland?
I think right here, I think Baltimore sweeps Cleveland. As much as I like Cleveland, I think Deshaun needs time to come back. His first season, it's going to be a lot to handle in a few seasons. Okay. And so I have Baltimore sweeping. I believe that's a sweep of the Cleveland Browns on my schedule.
I actually have them splitting it. I have the Ravens winning this one. I don't think the Browns could sweep the Ravens. I don't think that's possible, so I had to choose the Ravens beating them. I don't have really any explanation. I just don't think that. I don't think they have enough.
That's fair.
I don't think they have enough to sweep a team like the Ravens.
Moving forward, this is a predetermined. We have already done Atlanta. I had Atlanta losing. I believe you had Atlanta losing.
Yeah, I had
that's
Atlanta
another
losing.
win. We're not going to get. I'll say this: Baltimore's just a better team than Atlanta.
But better team than most of the NFC South teams.
Yes,
besides the
I
Bucks.
think they ended up going 3-1 in the NFC South.
Me too.
Only losing to the Bucks, and I think even Atlanta just. They don't have enough. They're all over the place. I think they end up drafting a quarterback maybe next year.
Yeah, I hope.
We'll see. Moving forward, I'm just going to jump into the next game, Week 17. You're home hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who do you got?
I have the Baltimore Ravens sweeping the Steelers this year.
Okay.
Again, I think that young quarterback or Trubisky, whoever is in there, isn't enough. Their coach is great. Mike Tomlin's probably one of the greatest coaches of all time, but the coach isn't on the field, so unfortunately, you're gonna take another.
He's technically on the field.
Oh, you're on the sideline, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's not between the lines. He's on the sideline.
Yeah, he's on the sideline, so I don't think he's gonna be enough to stop the Ravens.
That's fair. I think they're at home, and I think they split it with the Steelers. They're going to be home. They're not going to have their crowd behind them this time. I think Baltimore gets out of there and takes on the Steelers and wins the game.
We got one split each and one sweep each. That's what's
Yeah.
up. So then they go to the Cincinnati Bengals stadium to play Joe Burrow and the boys.
Joe Burrow and the boys. I already stated what I said. I know it's on the road, but unfortunately, Bengals have not had like this hostile environment neither. I think this could potentially be a game that they need for the number 1 seed possibly. I think they go into Cincy, get the clean sweep of the season against them, and that would end up being 13-4.
Okay, I actually have the Bengals sweeping the Ravens this year.
Okay.
I think Joe Burrow, like I said, has a statement to make. I think he wants to prove that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a matchup situation. I think he has a potential to make a statement in this game.
Okay.
Or in this season, at least.
Well, that's fair. So that has, what do you have them at?
11-6.
11-6. That's potential playoff. I would say probably wild card most likely. 11 wins. Anything over 10 is pretty close.
You're pretty much golden, pretty much.
I have them at 13-4. There were some games that I know are hard to choose right now, but that's what I see them as. Mm-hmm. I don't see any more like better. I see, if anything, maybe a game.
Yeah,
they drop an extra game.
I see about a game, maybe maybe split the Bengals or something. Maybe.
Yeah, like right now I have them splitting defeating the Browns twice. I think that game could go 1-1. Mm-hmm. I think that probably would be the game that I'm like, maybe it could be different. The Bengals, again, I'm that Super Bowl bust after you lost. That's just kind of my philosophy. And so that's who I have the Bengals at. That's what
Ravens.
Oh, yeah, the Ravens at. I mean, we'll see. I'm kind of riding high on them, but I mean, for the right reasons.
I think they're always going to be a playoff team if they have Lamar Jackson. I think a lot of people, as long as he's healthy, I feel like they can make the playoffs.
That's very true. Well, guys, again, I hope you guys are liking this. Please like the video if you haven't already. Let us know where you guys rank the Ravens. Put the record that you think they're going to end up as. Just run through it really quick. Comment that in the comment section. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video.
Yep.
So, Beard Bros out.